Hi, my name is Jennifer, and I thought it was about time that I told my story. The title of this video is I was widowed at 57 and I'm okay at 63. So it's been a long road, but I'm hoping that you find this inspiring. I have a saying that I've been repeating a lot lately, especially learning to do the videoing and all the different software programs, as well as learning my AI skills for work, that things are hard until they're easy. And I think that's very true of life and what skills we are busy learning. To go back to that time, my husband had just turned 63. He had been diagnosed with diabetes, but he also was having a series of small strokes. He went to the doctor's one morning on a follow-up appointment. He came home, went for a walk in the neighborhood, and he passed away while he was on the walk. And I had been working at a job that wasn't really in line with my career, but we had moved to this town in the Pacific Northwest. I interviewed for a job. It offered health insurance from the first day, and with his illnesses, I needed the health insurance. So I took that job, and I was at work, and I got the call that he had died. Honestly, that whole time, and my life is kind of a blur at this point. You know, you just take it one day at a time, and you continue to cope. The girls had a pretty rough time of it. It was pretty devastating, right? And how could it not be? It was such a surprise, and we didn't know he was that ill. You know, I've always been one to be optimistic. Never really thought worst case scenario, but now I kind of wish I had more of an inclination that way, because I was totally broadsided. In the aftermath, things were difficult. The life insurance that I had been paying on, that he had set up before our marriage, it turned out that he'd never updated the beneficiary, and the money went to his brother, and his brother quit talking to us. Next, the house that we had purchased a year prior was a fixer-upper, and we were maybe halfway through the fix-up when he passed away. There was a lot of scrambling. There was a lot of refinancing and trying to get things paid for, a lot of debts. So it was difficult, but you know, one day at a time, you get through things. But next came the pandemic, because he died in 2019. So the pandemic was about 6 months later where it started. I ended up working from home remotely for my job. It was about a year later, a year since my husband's passing, that my older daughter, she decided to go back to school, and she wanted to go to a program in Texas, and decided that we would both like to move. I sold the house. So I was really looking ahead and trying to think, you know, what do I want to do with my life now? And it was really difficult to see the future, honestly. I think part of the problem was that I had usually agreed with what he wanted to do more than being strong about what I wanted to do. So unlearning that was a bit of a challenge. And it's one of those things that you don't even recognize as happening over 30 years. So I decided to go back and get my adjuster's license and insurance, because that was closer to my earlier career. Because I was trying to figure out what my future was going to be. Yeah, what did I want to do? And where did I want to go? When the opportunity came up that I could move to a nice sunny place with my daughter, that seemed like a great idea. So we arrived here in Texas. I got a job as an adjuster. I purchased a house, another fixer-upper. And I wish I could say that the job worked out, but actually it was horrible. This is not a good thing. Since then, I've decided that I'm semi-retired, that I just like Gen Z, I value my work-life balance. And I have had a series of part-time jobs, and I also get a widow's benefit through Social Security. I have had a lot of fun trying different jobs, and I also have had an eBay business for the last 17 years. And that's what I did independently for years as a full-time income. Although my husband was my buyer, and he was a very good buyer, and really loved going to those sales and negotiating and everything, which is not really my forte, but I still do have the business, and just kind of as a side hustle. The girls were fine. They had been living here in Texas for about 2 years, and then they moved back in with me. They wanted to save some money. One was planning to move back to the Pacific Northwest, and they decided to stay with me for a while after their lease ran out. And then the other one had transferred to school down here. So the three of us were together, plus one boyfriend, one dog, and an additional 2 cats. So it was a busy house. I started doing my pet transport job, so I was driving around the country, and that was nice because I really felt a sense of freedom. But then my daughters moved back out. So now I am here in my fixer-upper on my own, and I think things are good. I've been able to do a little bit of traveling. I have really gotten a pretty good handle on the things that make me happy and what I want to do in the future. And one of the reasons I started this YouTube channel was to connect with other women that are in my same type of situation, that are wanting to do things and wanting to connect with others that also have, dreams and goals that they want to achieve. I guess I would say that working on my positive mental attitude is one of the reasons that I am happy today. I think the thing that we have to guard against the most is negative spirals. I mean, an occasional negative thought or a disappointment, those things are part of life. It's really rewarding to realize that you do have control. Not only was I hoping to be able to connect with other women through YouTube, because I watch a lot of YouTube and I really enjoy so many people sharing their lives. I'm very much a student of living, I guess you would say. I enjoy genealogy and historical lives, as well as, entrepreneurs and people who are out there giving it their best shot. And I love to see what choices people make and how they deal with consequences. So another part of starting this YouTube channel is I'm starting a school community, and that's where I'm really hoping that we can get involved and share information. And I think, like I was saying with being isolated since the pandemic, that it would be good to have, like, maybe not quite accountability partners, but people who are going the same direction, that want information about things they could do or ways they could help, and to really have a forum to be able to share that information. Because I do think, when you're doing something positive and you bounce it off other people and you get excited about doing it together, that it really does create a momentum. Thanks for being here. Stay positive, and hope to see you on the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.